Hello and welcome to Little Learners. In today's video I'm going to be showing you an activity that you can do with your child or with your class to help with blending. I have had so many messages from so many of you on Instagram, on Facebook, in comments on YouTube asking about how to help children with blending. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you want more videos like this showing you phonics activities, then give this video a like, a thumbs up, as it will let me know that you want more videos like this. So for this phonics activity, we have some phonics cards. I'm only using 4 in this example. Once your child gets a bit more confident with blending and phonics in general, then you can start adding more. But for now, we're just going to use these 4. So we've got some pictures here, we've got the words that go with them as well, and we also have these letters. So each word cut up so that we have all the letters that we need. So that's everything kind of in our pack. Now, first of all, I think it's very important for adults to be modelling to children. So what I mean by that is if your child is really struggling with blending or they're very anxious about it, then it's important for them to see you doing it. Lots of this is about modelling. It's so important to be modelling how to sound out words, how to blend sounds together, and you can be doing this in your everyday environment. So not just with a game like this, but also if you are saying, let's go and sit down on the carpet, you might say, let's go and sit on the carpet. And just by putting things like that into your everyday speech, it allows children to be completely surrounded by this idea of blending sounds together, to understand what they mean when they're together, to make a word. And the more that you can immerse a child in that kind of environment, the more they are going to be able to understand it, the quicker they're going to be able to learn it. It's just really, really important for children to see you doing phonics. For example, you might get these cards out and say, this word says cat, can you find me the cat picture? And they find the cat picture. You can also turn this into more of a kind of fun, silly game by saying, okay, I know that this word says cat, cat. That's a cat, isn't it? And they'll say, no, this is a cat, and that's just kind of getting them to engage with it. Also, it's allowing children to look at the pattern of the letters together, look at the shape of each letter, which of course is very important in phonics and with segmenting, which I can cover in another video if you like. Now let's take the word pig. So there's lots of things that you can do with these cards, and one of the things you can do is have the kind of letters surrounding one of the words, and if you think that this many is going to be a bit overwhelming for your child, then you can take some away. And what you'll do then is say, this word says pig, p-i-g. Let's find p, and get the child to find p and put that on top. Next we're going to find I. So we find I and put that on top. So we are finding each sound and we are engaging with the sounds just in this word. So I think that's quite important. We're just focusing on one word and finding each sound, which if your child is struggling with blending but is finding recognising sounds easier, then this can give them a bit of confidence if you start off with an activity like this, because this is something that they can do. Now, another thing you can do with these cards is to put out the pictures, and like I said, if you feel like your child is, a little bit more advanced than just 4 cards, then you can obviously add more pictures, but we put out the pictures and we ask the child to choose one. So for example, they choose cat, so we move the others away. They choose cat. So we get our words, our fully formed words, and put them at the top. Now, one thing that children can find very overwhelming is when you give them a picture, for example, and then say, okay, now spell the word. And that means that they have 26 letters to think about and way more phonemes, you know, we've got digraphs and trigraphs in there as well to kind of go through, and that can be very overwhelming. So the idea of having a picture and then having options to choose from makes it a lot less overwhelming. So we have a cat. Let's just choose one of these words and see if it says cat. So we'll go here. What does this word start with? S. Does cat start with S? And you'll talk about the initial sound. When the child realises that cat does not start with S, then we'll move this one out of the way. Next, let's look at something else. Now, at this point, your child may think, cat starts with K, and I know what K looks like, so it's probably going to be this word. Now, if that happens, you move the other two away, and you sound out the word together. Now, the great thing about this is that the child already knows what the finished word needs to sound like. Usually when children are reading, they are looking at a word and they don't know what it says, so sounding it out and trying to blend all those letters together is quite tricky. So knowing that the finished word needs to say cat means that they have a little bit more to go on. So we sound it out, k, a, t. Does that sound like cat? And we can really start to hear the sounds and how they go together and if they match the finished word. So we've talked a lot about matching the letters and the shapes of the word, but now we're matching what the sounds actually sound like. Next, we move on again. So we've got our pig and we bring out our words. Now, you may want to do this in a way that you only have the words that are left. You may want to bring in the last word, depending on your child. It really does depend on the child and how confident they feel. So next we're going to look at this. We're going to look at pig. Now, as you go through the activity, or as you do this activity more often, you can give your child less and less kind of mentoring through this and give them a little bit more freedom to do this themselves. So at first we will be modelling, and then we want children to really feel that they can be a bit more independent with this. So if they choose the wrong word because they're just trying to choose any word, sound it out with them. W-e-b. W-e-b. Web. Does that say pig? No, it says web. So we'll go to the other two and just carry on like that. Then what you want to do is start using the pictures, but instead of using the full words, you're going to start using some of the letters that we have. You might want to put them around the pictures, you might want to put them all in a row, just depends how you kind of want to do this. So if we put some in a row, again, you don't have to use all of the letters, just make sure the ones that you actually need are there. Okay, so we've got our letters here and we're going to choose a picture. Now for this activity, if you're not using all of the letters, you as the adult need to pick the picture. So we're going to go for sun. Now instead of a child trying to find the entire word, this time they are going to use segmenting and blending. So sun starts with a S. Next we need to think of the next sound, sun, sun. It may be that your child can't think of the middle sound, but can hear so they choose to go next. And that's another teaching moment, something that you can explain to them. This just says sun, but we need sun. And don't worry if your child chooses the wrong sound to go in the middle. So for example, if they choose an I, sound it out, s, I, sin. Does that sound like sun? Sun, s, I, sin. No, that doesn't work. And just carry on. Don't worry if they get it wrong at first. It's not a problem. And learning is all about making mistakes and realising those mistakes. It's really important to make mistakes when you're learning. So I hope this activity has been helpful. I hope it's given you maybe some ideas of what you can be doing at home. Like I said at the beginning of this video, please do give this video a thumbs up if you would like me to make more phonics activity videos. It also really helps out the channel when you like a video or you comment on it. So please do all of those lovely things. As always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time.